the
Team,
the
yeah.
movie thing. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, firstly, good to see you, Mama. It's been a while. I can't believe it's been that long.
Oh, I
You
know.
did you come to play Australia? No, I guess you came
I
to play
did.
Australia before then, no?
No, I did. I did. In 2024, I was at Dragon
True.
Dreaming,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you
True.
weren't there.
No, no, no. I wasn't there. I
Yeah,
wish. I love Dragon Dreaming.
yeah. Were you there this year?
Yeah, we went this year. It was absolutely amazing. It was like one of the best festivals experiences I've had. I was with Rio like most of the time, my son,
Yeah.
and it was just like when like Millie was pregnant for the second time. So that was like her last like hurrah, and like all her friends were there. So
Oh,
it
you guys
was
had
really
another.
like
You guys had another
yeah,
kid?
busy.
Oh my God!
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, it's been so
So it's full
long.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah.
Congrats.
So it's thanks. It just happened. Literally just happened.
Wow.
It's crazy. But yeah, so it was me and Rio like the whole time. Which was so nice, and he had a great time. Like he just wanted to go to the dance floor all the time and like play around and like yeah, it's just such a good festival. Like that location is just I
I
don't know.
know.
I love it so much. Yeah. How's your set there? How's your time?
Oh, it was great. I played a bass set before Merkaba,
Oh wow.
and then and then I did a drum and bass set at night. So that was good.
Amazing.
And yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
On this
Have you been producing much of the Sybase stuff, or when you produce, you go?
I'm just a slow producer, and so also there was there were like 2 years where I had a lot of traveling, and I can't produce when I'm on the road, and I am very slow, and so when you're getting interrupted here and there, it's like my flow is broken. So um, I have like four things in the works like that are coming out this in 2026. I had a couple this last year, but it was like, yeah, while I was traveling, it was no good. It was like during the pandemic was the best time because I like made a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
not worrying about shows. But actually, it's like I'm still making progress. I'm one day, hopefully I'll be faster. I don't know. It's like I don't worry about it because, I've been in the game for so long.
Fully.
Eventually,
Yeah.
eventually I'll get good at it. And being slow, I guess some people are just slow.
I was
Um,
about to say, yeah, that's not a that's you being that type of person. It's just you being like it's just
yeah,
that's probably the way it should come out of you.
yeah.
And yeah, I am very fast on Ableton, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not always a good thing. Like I
Mm,
just it's very like go 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 go. I assume that's just like dopamine, 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 dopamine. You
yeah,
know, like
yeah, yeah.
I assume it's coming from there, because I want to get to the finish line already, even if something is like not like perfect. Which is it's good on a bunch of other stuff, and like the finishing and like getting accomplishing more in less
Mhm.
time. But if the thing that I've accomplished ended up being less than average, the willpower I have to go back and refine it is
Yeah,
non-existent.
yeah.
Like it's so
Totally. Yeah,
hard to find that.
yeah.
It's the same when like you get interrupted with traveling and stuff, eh? Because like you're, I don't know, going back is just not the same as like when you're in the flow, when you're already in it and stuff.
The only good thing about, I mean, the way I've been approaching it is like I remember over the years I've heard people start out as artists and they're like they have like good ideas, but their production isn't that great. And then you hear them over time get better and better and better. And so I've just been when I put stuff out, even if it's, not perfect or whatever, I just put it out when I get sick of it. Like, time I'll do something else, and over time things will get better, and that's just how it is. And one day I'll get better and faster, so it's like and it's getting there, but I keep getting sidetracked on because I have I teach yoga and I do massage and I really love putting sets together. And then I've also I started taking this class, a medical terminology class this year, and I'm gonna take an anatomy class next semester and like work towards some kind of medical license just because that's my dad was a doctor and my mom was a nurse, and I the state of healthcare in the US sucks badly. I want to be able to help people. So I have like this two-pronged thing. I've always wanted to help people with their health, but then I also love music. So I'm trying to like do both at the same time. And
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's kind of fun. And I'm still getting
Yeah.
stuff done. I'm still getting stuff done with music and I'm learning new skills and all that stuff. So it's, cute.
Fully.
It's good for my brain. Uh,
Also, like with the fact that if you're releasing like 4 tracks a year,
yeah.
that is like there's people that try to only do music that find it hard just
Yeah.
because of the way their relationship is with music or creative blocks or whatever it is. Like it's not actually, do you know what I mean? Like it's not actually that, like that's a great, that's heaps of accomplishments. Like if you
Yeah.
do all of that and you manage to like actually like self-produce,
Yeah.
especially
And
with like you already have the bucket of music kind of satisfied with, like you play a lot and your DJ sets are always like so diverse. Like you keep, I assume, not that I hear you all the time, but every time I hear you, I don't think I've ever heard the same track twice.
oh no, no, I don't do that. I don't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it's and you experience, as I love your sets. Like I know that you do that and you can feel it. So you obviously work for your sets a lot as well.
Yeah. I love shopping for music because people are doing such great things out there. I always feel like
Oh, one
music. Oh,
second, DJ. Oh, okay. So try to repeat that sentence. Hopefully they heard, like whoever's gonna listen to the audio heard you, but I didn't hear you.
okay.
So you can
Okay,
just
okay.
repeat the last sentence.
Uh, I was saying like, there's always so much music coming out. I feel bad playing music over and over again because everyone's putting in effort into like making, driving music forwards and innovating. And so I kind of I want to follow that. And I don't want to get stuck playing old music. And sometimes that means, like sometimes that means that maybe my sets aren't full of the best bangers, but they're always new and interesting. And I think and it's all, I like it. They're kind of like little time capsules of what's been happening around that time. And so the other day I listened to one of my first mixes and it was from, I think it was from like around 2001 and it was before there was glitch in down tempo.
That's hilarious. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
There was no glitch sounds, and I was like, look,
yeah. Yeah.
it's like a sample of what was happening at the moment. And then you can
That's
like
hilarious.
if you listen to all of the sets, you can hear the progression, and it's cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I like. And then I've gotten super into techno lately and also different kinds of techno because I love sci-tech. And even like a little psytrance. Like I love sci-tech and like so for a while sci-tech was kind of like more a little slower like in the 125 to 130 range, but there are like it even seems like the sci-tech people are getting a little faster and like 130 to 135, and then there's like then you get right in the zone of all the psytrance. And so I'm shopping for a gig coming up, and I'm like, ooh, I think I'm gonna play some psytrance along with the psytech. I'm like, yeah. So it's like it's fun because then you don't not staying in one lane is it's I don't know. I just love all the music so much that like
Yeah.
I
I
get
think there's
bored.
also, when you're doing it for so long,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
obviously
yeah,
have, like, because a lot of people, everyone can be a DJ and everyone can mix a track between one track to the next, but something you can't fake is a good taste of like the music and the journey you choose to create.
Hmm.
and that's you just cannot you can't fake that. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you do bangers, but your the set itself can suck. So it's
Yeah.
not yeah. You
And
obviously
I
got a taste a good taste for music or taste
uh
for journey. I don't know.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and then I started getting super into the like the deeper hypnotic techno too, like I don't know, Roadhog and like D Dan and all those guys and like
I don't
it's
know
so
this. What is
yeah, oh,
this?
yeah.
What?
Oh, the deep like it's fast, very fast music, but it's like
Okay.
yeah, especially Roadhog. Well, both Roadhog and D Dan are both like amazing. I could listen to them
Rod
forever.
Hard.
Roadhog, and he has that like zero with that line through it. What
I don't know.
R
Oh,
is
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
line
Right,
through it.
right, 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 right.
Roadhog, he
Sick.
looks he looks like a Viking, but he's a DJ. I saw him at
That's
Berghain.
hilarious.
I saw him at Berghain the first time, and but he played at Boom. He's played at Boom twice.
Sick.
He played at Boom la last time, and then I can't like 2018 or 20, I
Right,
can't remember. Anyway, he's
right.
amazing. But what's so interesting about those guys is the journey they create is it's it's very deep but can get so intense even though you're not being banged over the head. Like I love all my dubstep and bass music and drum and bass and like it's so that's all about kind of like velocity of sound, right? And but then the deep hypnotic techno is like wow, it's such a you can get just as intense but in this like such a interesting way that the velocity is not as dynamic, but the intensity is still dynamic in this deep space. And I'm so interested in having those different experiences on the dance floor, like going
Yeah.
from head banging like with the bass music or really like thrashing around to like those are like external kinds of intensity, but also the deep internal kind of intensity that I get with like sometimes like the deeper down tempo stuff or like deep dubstep or like yeah, or this deep hypnotic techno can just be like very very internal. And I mean I still dance hard, so I don't know, it's great, it's
Yeah.
cool how
No,
music can do
I'm with you.
yeah.
It's also on the production side, or at least like when I listen, when I'm in these type of sets, and I analyze in my brain how do they
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to the thing they got to, and I find it so there's a fine line between like monotonic and hypnotic,
Uh-huh.
and if you're not careful, it's
Mm-hmm.
boring, you
Oh,
know,
yeah, oh, for sure.
and it's hard.
Well, in
Yeah,
any
it's so hard to
in
produce it. Mm,
interesting, like I find at least with I mean, okay, I'll wind this back. Sometimes the point is to be the same, right? And you can get
sure.
entranced in something like sometimes house music, it's just about
Yeah.
like this one kind of throb that it doesn't change a lot, but people after a long time, you're really in the throb, right? But I find that, yeah, with, I mean, like some kinds of psytrance, I find this too, where if it's too much all the same, sometimes it can get, you just, after a while, you're like, okay, I've heard this,
Yeah.
and, but you can also have something changing, not a lot, but there's still like subtle changes that can bring you into like peaks and valleys, so and
Yeah.
I think there needs to be some kind of variation in there, so that it doesn't all the same. Yeah. So
It is also it's very unique when you get you don't necessarily have to get it from like a melodic element. Like there's like Hypnus
yeah.
records.
Oh yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know
yeah.
them? There's like
Oh yeah,
yeah, and they're
yeah,
super hypnotic, and a lot of the stuff are actually coming from like all these like small modulations, like you said,
Yes, yes, yes.
and you have a few of those artists that it is, to some people it's monotonic, like they don't
Hmm.
nail the hypnotic sound for everyone that will hear the music for the first time. But
Hmm.
for, I mean, I find it hypnotic even if it's not like a melodic element and there's just this like percussions coming and going.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
definitely find a pattern to follow, and then that
Hmm.
pattern kind of changes a bit over time, so like
Hmm.
you can travel along with that pattern that you recognize. So there's
Hmm.
still no pattern interrupt. You still don't do something that's like you've heard it before, but because
Hmm.
they change it over a long time a bit,
Yeah,
you're still in it if the groove is good enough. But
yeah,
like
yeah. The groove
it's
has to be very good.
very,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and that's the I would, I don't know, when I listen to them, and I used to listen to them like a lot. I really enjoy it. I don't really care if it changes or not because you're just in a
Well,
state. You stay in
yeah.
the state, and at some point it changes, and you don't even notice that you went to the other thing because you're just like in the
Oh,
whatever it is.
I was just listening to this really great podcast about Fela Kuti. Do you know Fela Kuti?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, 100%.
and and that was his songs when he played them would be like 40 minutes of a groove, right? To get
Right.
people into the hypnotic state and when they where they could be in that liminal state. And they would just have very like they were talking to some of the people in the band and they would be like, I have to play this cowbell this one way for 40 minutes. But but they were saying as people in the band, it started to be like I think really psychedelic because they could go into a trance too because they were playing the same thing and everybody in that room would be in a trance. And I think that is actually super powerful when you so there is sometimes like like they would say like you would play like 25 minutes, right? You get into this groove and you would start to see the groove from all these different angles, right? And then Kuti would start singing like 25 minutes in and you would just be like because it was
Yeah,
like
yeah. What
so
a
much.
build up.
Yeah, it was such a buildup. And then he would sit there and educate people about like political stuff through song. And it would just get into them deeply because they were in such an open, hypnotic, like, trance state. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
I love that. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
want to make like I just really want to make a track like that now.
Well, I
It's
feel
like
like,
a
I
long
mean,
build up with
I feel like that's what really good sets do, though, is that you get people, you have, like, that's what good mixes are to me, is going from putting two songs together that make sense together, either because they share a similar groove, or they have similar sound melodic sounds, or there's something in them that are similar, right? But then there's something in them that are different. So you still like a bat to me, uh that's a kind of mixing that will get people into a trance. There's other kinds of mixing where it's all about being like choosing different completely different things and having
right.
like I don't know, like a show of like we're in this place and now we're in this place and now we're in this place, but that's like not
Yeah.
that's not going to get you into a trance state. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
It works on different things of the brain. Eh?
yeah.
That's so interesting. With when you said it before on Fela Kuti, I thought of like when me and Arthur did the music for psychedelic therapy, we
Oh
did like a course
yeah.
for music cognition,
Mm-hmm.
and in the like from that, like we learned heaps on like music in the brain and the history of music and
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do the workshop of Held by Sound, where like I talk for like half an hour about music and how it got from music, what we know of it, to it in psychedelic states. We like, yeah, I read this like article where they looked at like the research of altered states for music, and the first thing that changes the state is from drum circles, and that's how they would start That's how they get to altered states of consciousness from the drum
Mm-hmm.
circles. So like when
Mm-hmm.
you're actually like before, when I thought of something hypnotic that gets you in a trance, I thought of something melodic because I'm coming from psytrance and techno
Uh-huh.
and like all these
Uh-huh.
like things. But actually, yeah, banging on a cowbell for 40 minutes,
Yeah.
it just works. Just according to our brain,
Yeah.
according to evolution, that would probably put you in a state
Mm-hmm.
more. Yeah, there's more chance for it to happen. Probably because you do it for 40 minutes. So I assume if there's a melody that's like just that good and you do that melody for 40 minutes, maybe they'll happen as well. But I wonder if because a melody has a sense of question or answer, because
Mm-hmm.
you put connotation on it, it
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't do it
Mm-hmm.
because you don't get the resolution within the melody. If you don't get the resolution in the
Well,
melody,
I think
you
it depends.
actually will find it.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, no. But anyway, that's it's just it made me think like would it go with the melody? But just the fact that like a cowbell, banging on a cowbell for 40 minutes makes sense that it can send you to that. Yet again, I wouldn't want to hear a cowbell for 40 minutes.
Well,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
it was he was talking about being in the band, so the band his bands would
oh yeah, yeah, I know.
be like 20 people up there. So it's just one little
Yeah.
sound. But I mean, so I think melodies can be hypnotic if they are repeated. If there's like
Yeah,
and like over and over, and like especially like in ambient music, I've heard,
100%.
things they really like they take you somewhere, and it can be very slow and subtle changing. But yeah, I think anything repeated enough can kind of give you the sense of trance too. But yeah, I think that the what I love about what I love about electronic music in general is that you can't like that's why it's so nice to go to uh techno or and like just process what's been happening, or even like deep drum and bass sometimes will do that too because it's not too dynamic. But like yeah, when you go to like when you play drum and bass, that's that's like a whole different experience. But I feel like it can take you out of body in a different way. Maybe not. Maybe you're like in a kinetic trance almost because you're having to dance so hard that I think sometimes people get into a kinetic trance more than like a mental trance. So, because I don't know, I definitely have had experiences with very melodic and like very energetic music where I get into, I lose myself and I feel my body is dancing me instead of the other way around.
Right, yeah.
So,
What's the most entranced you've ever been? Like, who sent you the furthest musically?
mm, oh, these kinds of questions I'm so bad at. It's
You can
just-
lie if you want.
No, 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 no. I don't know why. I do want to say, well, I've had plenty of experiences on like Moontribe dance floors where because just because we're there for so long, like we're like a lot of times you start at 11 in the morning and we finish at like 5 at night. So at some point you're kind of like you've gotten your second or third wind and you're on a lot of everything and you're just
Yeah,
definitely there. Um, but
yeah.
I think that like most recently it's been Roadhog sets that have gotten me to
Sick.
yeah to that place because he it's like I agree with you that hypnotic techno can be boring, but he is one of those people like I'm like I could just listen to you for like 8 hours, no problem. But because
Yeah.
whatever you're doing, it's not always the most hypnotic. He has parts where you like there's vocals and there's like he changes it up, but man, I just I get to the point where I physically can't analyze what's happening, and I feel like
Right.
that's a really cool place to be where like
fully.
You don't even want to understand what's happening to you. You're just in it.
Yeah, we keep it mysterious. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, just
That's also. I just want to listen to him now. You're hyping him so much. I can't believe I don't. I never listen to him.
well, of course it's like gonna be better in person and on a you like being on the big sound system
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
is
Yeah. Of
better
course.
because especially like
I love hypnotic techno though. Like I can hear it all day. Like
yeah,
hypnotic techno and like dark techno. It's like
uh-huh,
probably my favorite or
yeah,
like the most inspiring
yeah,
genres
yeah,
that I hear because they always get me.
uh-huh,
If for bass music, I need to be in the vibe of bass music. For psytrance, I need to like some. I have like just like
yeah,
flavors, but like good hypnotic techno or good like dark techno
uh-huh.
just
Oh,
gets
yeah.
me every time.
I know, me too. I feel the same way. I feel the
Yeah,
same way. Yeah, and of
yeah. And
course,
I never actually tried that much to produce it. It's I feel like that's another thing. Like you keep it there. It's
uh,
this. Every once in a while, I dabble with it, but like I never actually like went in and tried. I feel like that's just gonna stay there and stay mysterious, and
yeah,
I'll get to it at some point
it's
maybe.
it's the music you dance to. I
Yes, yeah, it's nice to keep one of those separate for my production. To be honest.
yeah, there's I do enjoy trying to produce different kinds of music just to understand how different like for example, I've done some down tempo, I've done some drum and bass, I've the deep drum and bass, I've done some neuro drum and bass, I've done some sci tech and I've done some regular techno. And each of those they're so different in how they approach uh building the track, and
Yeah,
especially the difference between bass music and techno because techno is just like all about like the kick. And actually it's also interesting because there is some baseline driven techno and then there's like just some of the raw techno also that's very it's so interesting to see how they go about putting it together. And then it's funny because the I I play neuro drum and bass like that feels like kind of the thing I've done the most, but it is so hard I've never made a neuro track that I like
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's so difficult. So
Which I guess goes hand in hand with what you're saying that like you want to bring your sets, you want to bring the new thing every time,
yeah,
and neuro producers keep pushing the envelope
oh God,
for years now. They
I
just
know.
keep pushing the envelope, so like you will always find a new jam.
Oh yeah.
Which I assume in techno it's way harder to find a new jam because there's I don't know a few of the thousands of people that are making techno that are actually pushing the envelope
Well,
for techno.
what they've done now is that techno has decided pushing the envelope means making psytrance. All of
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They just go faster. Yeah,
like, like for years, all the psytrance people have been going slower, and like there's like
yeah,
psy house now. I don't know what to call it. It's really,
yeah.
but it's like the stuff that oh what's her name Frida Darko.
Oh
Like
yeah. Yes, yes,
like
yes, yes.
so slow, but it's like
Yeah.
it's still like
Yeah,
side. It's still
yeah.
like
Acid sounds
side.
and
It's
yeah,
still side tinged, and so
yeah.
I feel like psytrance has like gone all the way down to like psy bass,
Right.
and now
I
techno is
met
going the
her
other
in the
way.
Noisely
Oh yeah,
when
yeah,
we were together in Noisely. That's where I saw her for the first
yeah,
time. Golan told me
yeah.
like we have to go
We
see
were.
her. She has amazing
I think
sets.
they have a picture
Yeah,
of us all there.
dude, that's from that set. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, and it was so slow and bouncy. And
Hmm.
then all the like melodies are like sigh melodies. There's
Yeah,
like acid and
I
like all the
I know it's so
yeah, 100%.
well, and like what's really funny here is that there's a big production company called Insomniac. Here they do like Electric Daisy Carnival and all these like really big productions, and they have one trance festival called Dream State, and they for years have had people come play psytrance, but they haven't been telling the ravers because it's like EDM mainstream ravers, right? Going to this
Right.
trance festival, and they were hiring people like Chromata and like other people to come play psytrance, but not telling them that it was psytrance. and they're all like the
That's
ravers
hilarious.
are all like dancing to Cypress, and then yeah, like Nina Kravitz and like Sarah Landry went from like
That's hilarious.
playing all the super hard industrial techno to like playing psytrance
Yeah.
now. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
like I was like
Yeah.
because I feel like the way I got to bass music and drum and bass was through psytrance and techno. I didn't actually come from like hip hop. Like that's not my background. I was like psy bass, psytrance, techno into drum and bass, whereas a lot of other people took the route of like hip hop into bass music into drum and
Bass
bass
music. Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
reggae and dub and stuff. And I didn't, that's not the
Fully.
direction I came from. But anyway, so it's funny to see all these techno people discovering psytrance. I'm like, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I just like it
It's
now.
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm all about it. I feel like the fusion is it's nice because it's not, especially when it's like on those levels and it's like the more mainstream acts that are just that big. It's very digestible
mhm.
psytrance. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
used to be not digestible because those these weird
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
sounds,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's very digestible. The
Mhm.
pattern is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
like you can understand when a drop comes,
Mhm.
so it's not hard to understand what's going on. And
Mhm.
then you have someone that makes like a hypnos records or like
Yeah.
hypnotic techno, and it's not as digestible, but it's much simpler to
Mhm.
produce. I mean, I don't know if it's simpler to produce, but like it's not this like yeah, it's not big stages. And this stuff, but like it is yeah, it's just not as digestible, I guess. And I also experienced it with my music. Like I feel like when I started producing, it was all about like experimental, push the envelope, try. If it's not weird, it's not going into my track, which made my music very not digestible. And when I hear my old tracks, they're horrible. Like I'm like I should have told the story better and then make weird sounds to tell that story. But I didn't do that. I was like weird sounds, and they'll figure it out in a way.
It
Or
was,
like I liked it, but like
I don't think they were always that weird. I've played your tracks all the way through, so
yeah,
I
but like it's now from where I'm standing now, I can judge it in that way, and it's like my things with it and stuff. But like I've learned from it a lot
yeah
because
yeah
I thought you should be. I don't know when you listen to like John Hopkins or Max Cooper
uh-huh
or other people like this that have very digestible music,
mm-hmm
and their sound design is just incredible.
mm-hmm
It doesn't matter that they're wizards at making cool sounds. What matters is the story they tell with that sound, those
mm-hmm
sounds.
yeah.
So they managed to do that elegantly. So
I,
that sparked me. They're like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing here.
I've never
That makes
seen
much more sense.
I've never seen John Hopkins live. But Max Cooper, I've gotten to see him a few times. Yeah,
Sick.
yeah.
With the audiovisual show.
Not with one time with his visual show, but it wasn't like it is now. This was many years ago. It was like it was still because now he's doing this like crazy 3D thing, right? There's like
Oh, I didn't see that.
hologram or there's like he's doing something
Whoa.
next level. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He always does.
So that's cool. But yeah, I agree. The story they tell, and also being able to, with at least Max Cooper, I don't know about John Hopkins, but the how he moves through all so many genres and was like able to mix them in. I love that. I also
Yeah.
really am inspired by Max Cooper. See, this is a good thing because I know I have lots of inspirations, but I just forget who they are. But
Yeah, yeah. I know how it is. Yeah.
but the thing I love about Max Cooper is, and one of the things that I struggle with on a regular basis is like, I hate how I get discouraged by how like much money and commercialism and stuff is in the scene when I know that the reason I love the scene and is has always been more the underground DIY uh kinds of things and like festivals or parties that are put on by like individuals or small collectives and it's a little and even though you know the big productions and stuff are cool. It's cool to see all the what people can do when you have a lot of money and like can really dress up an area. I still I still really, my heart is with that feeling what you get when it's like a what we like a digestible number of people, to have an experience.
Right. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Right. And I feel like Max Cooper has never cared about being, even though he's played at festivals, he's never cared about catering to the commercial world, and he's been able to build his own thing, and like and really have a following and an audience who care about like the artistry and the music, and they're not picky about just like what genre of music. They're open-minded to all kinds of genres, and I think that's really inspiring, to follow your really
Fully.
follow your own artistry and not try to chase what's happening in the moment. So, yeah. So
Fully.
I feel that.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, I really appreciate people like that as well. And you can also see it on like even people that do festivals or like some. I feel like at some point some artists grow beyond the scene they came from,
Mhm.
and those people they get to a point where they can genuinely just do whatever the hell they want
Yeah.
with their art, and it's nice because like even if it doesn't, even if it's just it will end up sounding more mainstream, it's not a bad thing. That's where they now that they're officially can do whatever they want because they're gonna keep getting booking for festivals or whatever it is. That is their true who that's the music they want to hear in the world,
Yeah.
and they put it out.
And
I love it when you see it on an artist, even if it's not music that I like.
mhm.
You can kind of see when an artist is feeling like free enough to I don't know, just do like just do whatever the hell they want to do.
Yeah, I feel like I really want to encourage people not to worry, because I feel like I've talked to a lot of artists who feel pressure about social media and like for example, like right now everyone is like doing videos talking to their phone because that's how you get the algorithm to like to, to show your post, and I personally hate that. I just like I refuse to, because I am not, that's not my norm. I love still pictures and I love, maybe videos of parties, but I don't want to fucking talk to the phone,
Fair. Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
is who you are, then that's awesome. Like that's great.
Yeah.
That you should do that. Because some
Yeah.
people, I mean, I've also seen some people do amazing, like I didn't know they were so creative and funny, and they make these little skits and everything, and I think that's great.
Right,
So
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mostly I feel like you should be free to do what you want, but I I remember when I started out DJing, there was never a sense of a rush to become a DJ, to that there was no rush to into a career, because I feel like there's DJs around, but not so many people were having full careers being DJs. And so I really think that not feeling rushed or pressured, like you have to meet some mark or you have to get booked at a certain number of festivals every year, is an important thing to bring along to you, because I think there's always going to be like ebbs and flows in your career as an artist, or your time as an artist, and times when you're more productive or less productive, or like, I remember I took a whole year off and studied for my yoga teacher training certification test, and I was just like, this year I'm not doing any music, I'm just doing yoga. And I can't imagine anyone like they, feeling like they had that luxury nowadays, like if they're trying to be a DJ. But I feel like, you should feel like, if I enjoy making music and I enjoy playing, there's always going to be somewhere for you to play, and you don't have to be in front of like gigantic crowds to be a success. You should just be produced. Like I know I have some favorite producers out there who I've never seen on a lineup. I don't know if you
Yeah.
have the same, but it's like they just sit there
Yeah,
and nerd out, and they're well respected in the scene. They're on a lot of labels, but they're not necessarily playing out at festivals. So,
yeah.
and I think, you know, one of the things that's too bad is that the current like streaming like thing, it makes it so that artists don't get paid as much just for making music. I always joke, I'm like, one of the reasons I don't make as much music is because it costs a lot of money to make music and put it out, whereas I get
Yeah, fully.
paid to play a set. So like that's
Yeah, yeah,
where I put my energy. But I actually really, I really enjoy making music. So
yeah,
I wish you could get paid more for your efforts, because
yeah.
it's not free to put out music, you know.
No, it's such a. I am so like my whole all my content and stuff on YouTube, and the thing that I started going to the last few months, and like the way I see um the business model for music now, it's so I cannot. It's so
It
ridiculous. It's
is.
just so ridiculous coming from like because like when we came to Australia and all of a sudden I'm dadding,
Yeah.
I'm the provider of the family
Yeah,
and
yeah.
income should be sustainable or like it's like sustainable, but also you want your income to be predictable. Like
Hmm.
you want to understand what's how the end of the month look like or like the end of the year looks like.
Yeah.
And you can't predict a lot with the gig economy as it
Mm-mm.
is, just the gig economy. So you being reliant on an out you outsourcing your income constantly will always make you be in that like is there gonna be another gig or is something gonna happen in April?
Totally.
Like you will always be that. And there's something that's why I'm starting to shift the whole I'm trying to
Yeah.
get people to like make their own businesses online. Obviously if you don't want to talk to the camera, don't talk to the camera. But also if you want to do this thing and talking to the camera is better for you to get online, try and talk to the camera.
Uh-huh.
Like it's just try. I don't like talking to the camera. Now it looks like I'm good at talking to the camera because I've been doing it
Yeah.
for like five
Oh
months.
yeah, yeah. You are
But
good. You are good.
it's so bad. Like I overall, people see my face a lot. I complain to Millie all the time. I was like, I can't believe I did that. I can't like it's just being in a room looking at a camera
Uh,
and giving tips on something is so weird.
it is
You know,
weird.
like I would know better than anyone else. But I try to. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to study a lot so I can concise. I synthesize an idea in a way that's palatable for someone to create change in their life, which I really try for it to happen. But it's not who I am organically.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't just flow from me organically. It's
Yeah.
very weird,
Yeah.
but I understand how business work now better than before.
Mhm.
So if I would just go with the old business model of music, I can be faceless and just go on streaming platforms and do the videos of the gigs and stuff like this. And those things will continuously, even if you have a strong brand, you'll continuously stay in the gig economy,
Mhm.
which will always get your income to be not predictable.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you want a predictable income, which is great, like
Mhm.
especially in the phase of my life,
Yeah.
but like now that I understand how predictable looks like, I would want it for the rest of my life anyway.
Mhm.
You have to do the thing,
Mhm.
right? You have to take control where you can take control. If that's what you want, if you want the predictable income, and it's a funny thing because it stands against so many things that make you an artist.
Mhm.
Like you are the person that flows and you it's I don't know. There's so much that's against the artist spirit in that way, but we're not in an artist spirit society. Like this is
Well,
not
well,
that's those that's,
that's why I never gave up doing massage and teaching yoga. I mean, like
yeah, you
my
have an
massage
income.
business makes
Yeah.
a lot of money. So, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and that's predictable. I've got regular
yeah,
clients, and it doesn't
yeah,
take me forever. I got the hour that I work on that person, and that's it. Whereas, like, an hour
yeah,
set can take me like 10 hours, because if I want it to, I always joke
right,
it'll take
yeah,
up as much time as I want it to. But having like, yeah, you have to have the strategy for how are you going to make
fully,
your stable income, because you need stable income. And then
mm-hmm,
what part of yourself is going to be free to do whatever you want, and yeah,
yeah,
you have your have, the part of you that's doing like the business side, or like making the videos to give tips and everything. That's like that's like your stable part, right? And then making your, your sets and making your music is still like you're a little more free. You're not trying to
Yeah,
like,
100%.
yeah. So, we have,
It's actually nice because you know that money is coming from massages.
yeah,
So when you go to music, you don't. It doesn't have to be fast. There's no pressure
no,
on music to be fast because you're doing it for yourself and you're doing it for the music. So
exactly.
yeah, actually, there's no pressure on the artistic part of you, which it's so nice.
Yeah,
Like it's such a nice way of doing it.
yeah,
And like I mean, it's obvious if someone has a job and they want to do the music, so they could just stay in the job. But if they don't want to be in the job,
yeah.
the thing that they have to do is like to actually be on social media more, which sucks. But how nice it is that you can reach millions of people
It is.
from your phone.
Well, and,
So it is great on that side. But you do need to like I can imagine that like starting now, if you're not a phone person, if you're not someone that
oh
likes to
yeah,
do it, and I hate social media, I cannot imagine how hard it is to like get over that like initial start. And I'm doing it, and my initial start came from like I've done the music thing for 10 years, so I have something to say. But like, it is very hard to like get yourself to do the thing that you don't want to do because in the end of the road, there's a rainbow,
mhm,
like at the end of the, like, it's because it is going to come. It makes sense mathematically,
yeah, yeah.
but you can get there. But the beginning must be so hard on that level, which is why it's nice to
Well,
have like the other job.
Well, and that's why it's important to be doing what you love to do and what you're motivated to do, Like,
Right.
I feel
Fully.
you're like no one should work a job that they hate. And like at least with like whatever, you may hate social media, but you probably hate like other kinds of jobs more. Like at
Yeah.
least here you're your own boss,
Yeah.
and you have your own time.
It's funny though. It's funny though, because like looking back at me, and a lot of friends, you genuinely draw the line in the sand in social media.
Yeah.
All you need to do is to post a video from your gig for people to see that you played a gig. I didn't get footage from my Boom Festival. I didn't get footage from like Eclipse. Like didn't get footage for like so many. I just couldn't. I was so against social media
Uh-huh.
that I did the absolute opposite. And a lot of my friends same. Like you draw the line at social media. I don't know why. I mean, I can know myself why it is, but like it's so funny. It's not a big deal to just post a video, but for some reason it is. Like it was for like a
Wait, hold
decade.
on one second. What? No. Oh, did I leave it on? Oh no. Can you turn it off? Thank
Go, go do your thing.
Oh, I left something on the stove. Oh, anyway,
Is it fine?
I think I might have to go deal with that. So, is it
That's all
okay?
good.
We get off. So I have to run. Sorry for the quick ending.
That's all good. So good to see you, Mama. Go do your
Okay,
thing.
thank you. Bye.